Happy Wednesday, everybody. Andy and Steve from WagerTalk.com. Welcome to the Road to Millions. We're going to go over NBA props, NHL props. We got our sneaky play of the day, we got our stat of the day, and we have an Unbreakable Sports Record Hall of Fame from the weekend. This is something that happened over the weekend that was like, we have to talk about this one. So this is the most recent one by far, and I cannot wait to talk about that. So we'll do that at the end of the show. Before that, we're going to get everyone ready for all your bets tonight. And as always, we start with some positive vibes from the audience. Steve, you'll love this guy. Check out his name on YouTube. Tom effin' Brady.
Yeah, nice.
Says, thanks for all the advice and info. These are the types of shows I enjoy the most. Love to hear good advice just as much as good bets. Yes, that is what we try and do. Like, anybody can spout out free bets, but talking about wins and losses and bankroll management and just, kind of the life of being in the right mindset and trying to turn a profit is so much more important. You guys can go on social media and see a million people give out free bets. So we try and take care of everybody and give as much advice as we can. So we'll keep it up. Anthony says, great info. I'm always listening. Thanks for the awesome Sunday. Here's an interesting one. Some positivity, because that's what we asked for. Positivity. I've never been profitable at all in sports betting. Spent a few days to learn how to code my own computer models, and he went
Wow.
15-7 this past week. Hey, wins are
Nice
wins,
work.
and that is positive. That's what we want. Positive vibes. So guys, please leave us a comment. Tell us something positive. Tell us what's going good for you, and give us a thumbs up. There was a question that Steve, I thought you and I could talk about. Juan says, you guys always mention your winning record, so every time I watch you guys, I get losing picks. Says, damn, I swear, every time I listen to any Wager Talk segments, I end up losing that night. Maybe I'm just not lucky. Just telling you guys the truth. I don't mean to laugh at you, but Steve, let's talk about what people should take away from these shows. First off, we will make it very clear if we're betting our own money on a pick on a show, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So
It,
it's advice, and when we give out like, hey, I like this guy over his points, rebounds, and assists, it's kind of a lean. It's something to look at. Like maybe if you were already on it, maybe it's a little vote of confidence. But for me, when we talk about some of these specific bets, they're leans. I'm not telling you to bet them. And as always, guys, our official plays are on the website. Those are the ones that our record is about. If we talk about a play that's on the website, that's our official record. We don't keep track of all the plays that we give out on the shows. So, Steve, I don't know. What do you hope people take away from this?
yeah, that's what I was going to mention as well, is that our the picks we like the best, the ones that we're 100% putting our money on are the ones that are on the site. You know what I mean? On Wager Talk or on Sports Memo. In the shows where a lot of times we even say that it's a lean, or that, it's not, or not, I'm not going to get to the window with this one, but it's worth a look. And then you guys can do a little bit of your own research and kind of pick and choose some of those plays that you might like the best. And that's what I've done in the past and had success with it myself. So
Yeah, and we talk about so many plays on shows. Like we do not recommend betting that many bets on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Like we're fairly low volume with that. So you have to make sure that it fits your betting strategy and it's a bet you like. But if you want to follow all of our official plays, they're on the websites, wagertalk.com and sportsmemo.com. So appreciate you watching, but yeah, that's the best way to follow all of our plays. So promo code that is up, gift 25, $25 off a 7-day pass, GIFT 25, $25 off a 7-day pass. World Championship of Darts starts this Friday. Plays will start going
nice.
up probably tonight or tomorrow. So if you have not locked in a long-term pass or that special for the rest of the year, I would get it probably Thursday or Friday. If you want to wait till Friday morning, you could do that. But maybe Thursday night might be the best time to get that. Get you 7-day passes. So gift $25 off a 7-day pass. Steve, what do you have up?
I'm gonna have an NBA play up for tonight. I'm on an 8-2 NBA run, and later today I'll also be posting my first college football bowl play. I haven't had any bowl plays posted yet, but I'll have my first one up tonight, and I'm 10-3 on those on the season. So I'm really proud of the season we've had in college football. So look for those on sportsmemo.com.
Steve, we have cooked in college football. I
Yeah,
mean, we have absolutely cooked. So yeah, you're 10-3, I'm 12-3, and bowl season is I could not be more excited. It's been such a great year in college football. So
I'm with you.
excited for that. All right, let's do sneaky play of the day, stat of the day, and then we will get into some NBA and NHL props. Steve, my sneaky play today is the Charlotte Hornets team over 107.5, and it's not necessarily the Hornets, it's the Heat with no Bam Adebayo. It's not the same defensive team. He's so good in the paint, and that's just a tough guy to try and replace. And they've given up over this total in 6 out of 7 games. They just gave up 114 to the same team on Monday. I know maybe they can make adjustments, but 114 and now the total's only 107. I just feel like this Hornets team has had a chance to look at them, and they lost by 2 points. The Hornets did. We see on these back-to-backs that the team that loses kind of has a little bit of a resurgence or a revenge spot. So I like this Hornets team to get over 107. They've gone over in 8 out of 10 games. So they're scoring points even with the injuries that they've had. So I think sneaky play might be the Hornets. I can't imagine there's a lot of people excited to bet the Charlotte Hornets today, but I think
It's a nice low number too, and they've had a little bit of time to gel without Ball out there, and you've seen guys. I'm going to be talking about Gordon Hayward during the NBA stuff. So yeah, I like
nice.
that. I like that. It's a nice low total for at 107.5 for the Hornets.
Yeah, and it's just when you check that injury report and you're like, they don't have Bam. That's just like, oh wow, that's a huge defensive piece. So
It's huge.
yeah, all right. Stat of the day. I got to tell you, Steve, this one stunned me. You told this to me, and I'm stunned.
Yeah, the Titans are the first NFL team ever to be down 14 points with less than 2:55 left and win without overtime. It makes sense
Wow.
though, because you got to score twice and have the guts to go for that the Vrabel balls of steel going for that 2 point convert. Going for that 2 point conversion. That one bit me. I had the Dolphins in a teaser, so I needed them to win by 7 or more or 6.5 or more, 7 point win, but. And I was so confident after that second touchdown. I'm like, all right, we got the insurance one out of the way. No matter what happens here, you know what I mean? We're golden. And then I never thought he'd go for 2. And I guess the analytics said that was the smart move. And what do you have to lose if you're the Titans, right? It's not like you're
Yeah.
fighting for a playoff spot or, But yeah, for 15 points with less than 3 minutes, pretty impressive.
I'm just stunned that this has never been done before. 255 is a lot. That's a lot of time. I can't believe this situation hasn't happened before. That's what I was stunned with.
Yeah, but you got to get that first touchdown, you know what I mean, and then stop the other team without them killing the clock on you. That's generally the spot where, you know what I mean. I can't believe the Dolphins couldn't salt that game away. They could not stop Hopkins. It's like he was there was no answer for him. No matter where he went on the field, he's just catching passes, and Levis showed some guts in that one. I've been mixed bag with him. You know what I mean? Because I've had his unders when he's went over. I've had his overs when he's went under. So I don't have a great history with the guy, and it continues actually in this one. But I got to say, I was impressed with his running ability. He was pretty gutsy with some of those runs and taking some hits that he didn't necessarily have to. So it was a good performance by them, but it hurt to see the Dolphins go down like that.
Yeah, like I said, I was really surprised that this hasn't happened before. But yeah, nice job by them. I mean, listen, I'll say it. If Tyreek Hill doesn't get hurt, I don't think this game is close. No, I just don't.
No.
I think Miami just keeps piling on, and you don't even get to the point where it's where I don't buy it. I don't buy that they lose that game. Or I think they win by 14 plus if Tyreek stays healthy.
100%. I mean, early on, that first drive, it was like a knife. It was like a knife through butter. You know what I mean? It was like nothing. And he's such a difference maker out there. Look at it too. Early on, they gave him that free touchdown on the Chubb slamming his helmet into the ground right there. That was like he basically gave them a free touchdown. They were gonna be off the field right there, and Dolphins were gonna have the ball right back. So that was like spotting him 7 right there as well.
Yeah. Let's talk NBA and NHL props, and then we will get to our Unbreakable Sports Record Hall of Fame nominee. Where do you want to start? You mentioned Gordon Hayward. So do you want to talk about what category are you looking at with him?
His points right now, it's sitting at 16 and a half, and he's hit it in his last 5 games overall, and three of three against the Heat this season without Ball out there. He's been one of the main guys stepping up and picking up those points, and 3 of 3 against the Heat. It's a low number, and I would look his way over 16 and a half points tonight.
Nice, nice. There was one that I was looking at. Listen, you can. The reasoning behind this one is a little bit strange, but I'm looking at Giannis under 5.5 assists. My reasoning, Steve, is I have no idea why that man would ever pass the ball against the Pacers. We have nobody. We have nobody to stop him. There is no reason for him to pass the ball. He only had 2 assists against us the other night. It's because he had 37 points on like whatever his incredible shooting percentage was. Why would he pass the ball? Was Obi Toppin scaring him? like so, I know he's gone over in some of these games, but look who he had 10 assists against. The Knicks, they got size inside, and Atlanta with your boy Capella inside. So he's dishing and passing the ball. The Pacers, he's not passing. He doesn't need to pass it. Look, he only had 3 against the Wizards. Why? He doesn't need to pass the ball. So I don't know. Silly. I guess it's silly. Like reasoning. When I looked at him, I don't know. Why would he pass it?
Yeah,
Is that crazy?
no, not at all. I mean, I don't see anyone out there that's going to stop him on the Pacers. Yeah, I would under. I mean, over 5.5 assists would. It seems like a big number for him when he's not going to be passing the ball very often.
No, no. So I don't. Did you see the total for this game? It's 258.5.
They can't put it high enough when these two teams get together. It's huge totals every single time, and they've surpassed it. A couple of the times
Yep.
too.
Yeah. The other one I was interested in taking a look at here was Steve. I talked about on the NBA tip-off show. I should have played it as a client play, but Halliburton under his points, rebounds, and assists in the first game back against the Pistons off of the in-season tournament. I think his numbers are inflated. He got so much attention that his
Yeah,
numbers have bumped up, and I know he's gone over this total a lot. That in-season tournament, man, that was a big boost of energy that they used. I wonder if he's, I don't know, is going to have a little bit of regression on the points because his points and his shooting was pretty incredible for those couple games. But it's his assists that eats up a lot of the category. But it's only 1 assist. Like points, if you're hitting twos and threes, you eat up a lot of PRA. And look, he came in under 10 against Detroit. And I know it's going to be a high scoring game, but I just wonder if he loads up a bunch of assists. I mean, he had 16 assists the other night. I think he comes under his points, rebounds, and assists again. And he doesn't rebound the ball a ton. Like this 10 and the 7, those were complete outliers. Look at how many rebounds he normally has. Like 5 is kind of, normally the max. So,
yeah. I was wondering how guys were going to respond from the teams that went deep into that tournament, how they would play after that with so much energy. The Lakers and the Pacers going that deep into it. I was wondering how they were going to respond in that first game off. But I actually have a prop in that same game for
what's that?
tonight as well. So Beasley under 3.5 3 points made. He's under in both games against the Pacers this season, so that's 2 for 2. The Pacers actually allowed the least 3 pointers in the entire NBA, and more importantly, the least corner 3 pointers, and that's where Beasley really gets a lot of these 3 pointers. The problem is that the under now is juiced up to like negative 165 for
Oh,
under
wow.
3.5 3 pointers, but easily we can pivot to under 13 and a half points. He hasn't gotten more than 13 and a half points this season without hitting 4 3 pointers. So it's like the same play essentially. If you like the under 3.5 3 pointers, which I really do, you could just play his under 13 and a half points. He hasn't scored 14 points this season without hitting 4 3 pointers. So an easy pivot there would just be to go to his points, and it's pretty much normal juice on that one.
I can tell you why. I can tell you exactly why teams are hitting a lot of 3-pointers, because guys like Giannis can just go to the rim at will. There's no reason to shoot 3-pointers against my Pacers. I think it's a great look. I think it's a fantastic look just to look to his points. Yeah, that's a good one. Um, there was another. Check the injury report for this. Not Charlotte. The New Orleans Pelicans at the Wizards. Zion is listed as questionable. They said he tweaked his ankle. He played full minutes on Monday, so it's only one day off. I'm gonna wait and see what happens with Zion. If Zion is out, take a look at C.J. McCollum and Brandon Ingram. I had McCollum over 3.5 assists. He barely got there, but it was because him and Zion could not miss the other night against Minnesota. They shredded Minnesota. It was like, where was this team when you got boat raced by the Lakers?
Right.
Yeah. So if Zion is actually out, I would look at C.J. McCollum. If Zion is in, I would look at Zion. The Wizards don't have anybody to stop Zion, and if Zion does what he did, it was finally like you watched him against Lakers, and Zion was so timid, and then against the Minnesota Timberwolves, he was like, I'm going to the basket. I'm getting layups. I'm getting rebounds. He looks great. I mean, 36 PRA against one of the best defensive teams. This guy can insert himself into any game as a superstar if he just seems motivated. I don't know. What do you think about Zion?
Seems like he was responding to that criticism. There was a lot of criticism about his weight and the stuff about, there's chefs that seek him out essentially like that. You know what I mean? I don't know how true this stuff is, but yeah, I think he respond. You see him a lot of times respond to some negative criticism. That there was something like that chefs like essentially seek him.
Stephen A. Smith said that.
I know.
That's ridiculous. Come on.
It's funny. It's funny, but like, you see him respond to it though. You know what I mean? He's a guy that hears that stuff, and then he comes out and puts up a big game against the best defense in the NBA too.
Yeah.
I'd also say look out for the Lakers tonight too on the back to back. Giving 2.5 to the Spurs, you got to figure LeBron or AD or both are sitting today, because there's no way if it was 2.5 against the Spurs tonight and they were a full team, full go, you'd be on the Lakers all day. I even think they might be able to cover it even without those guys, but I would say it's one of them is sitting tonight. I would have to guess.
I was gonna say I think I avoided a complete landmine because I was like, LeBron, AD after the play-in tournament, first game back, no way they're going to put it. And then 39-year-old LeBron goes off for 30-plus points. I would have lost every bet on LeBron. I imagine a lot of people did. I imagine that was a pretty popular play.
I agree. I feel like I thought I had kind of the same thought, and I didn't play it either. So I feel like I dodged a bullet on that one as well.
Yeah, so I can't see where LeBron or AD would. The thing is, I would still take the Lakers. I would still take him to beat the Spurs. So, all right, that's going to do it for NBA props. Unless you have another one, Steve.
No, that's all I got for right now.
All right, NHL. Any games you got your eye on tonight?
I do have one player prop that I have circled. I'm looking at Dobson over half an assist for the Islanders.
Okay.
He's went over in 5 of his last 6 games, and the Ducks have allowed 3+ goals in 9 of their last 10. So again, plenty of goals against them. And with him hitting this assist line just consistently, I was looking towards his points, but it was a little juicy. So I think the assist might be the way to go. He's had an assist in 5 of his last 6, and he's had multiple assists at points as well. It's a good matchup for him. So that's one that I would look for tonight. I'd also keep your eyes on Sharks now at +1.5. They're not playing tonight, but last night, 6th time in a row that they've covered a +1.5 line. And that was at like normal, kind of like relatively normal juice last night. It wasn't very juicy. So it's they keep putting that line out at +1.5. They just keep, either winning or losing by 1 goal. Last 6 games they've covered. They're not playing tonight, but that's something to look for in the future.
Yeah, and their games have just been, the one last night was like 2-1, but before that, the games are just ridiculously high scoring. They've turned it around. They really have. This was just a horrendous offense, but they have shown the ability to put up some some goals. I will say their opponent last night was in a terrible spot. I believe that was their third game in 4 nights, back to back, like on the road. But give them credit. They absolutely they absolutely have turned this season around. So this is a complete fade team. You know what? It was who did they beat last night? Did they beat Winnipeg? I think they beat Winnipeg.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was
um,
Winnipeg.
so I will tell you I'm on the Kings to win tonight. Um, it's below -200, so I think you can use it at some point. The Kings have lost two in a row, but they were on the road. They're at home. They're lights out on the road. I think they've allowed 5 goals in the last 5 home games total. And Winnipeg's the one that's on a back-to-back on the road tonight. This is their third game in 4 nights. And Kings haven't lost 3 in a row all season. I think it's a great spot. They're rested. They haven't played for a couple days, so I think the Kings take care of business. So you were talking about that. I would totally look at team totals for the Kings. I think they put up some good ones, and then like you could look at Kopitar to have a point or Kepe. He's on a nice little run here with a ton of a points. So I think it's a great spot for the Kings. And what I like about him is he's put up a point in games that they kind of haven't been high scoring in. So I would take a look at him. It's -160, a little juicy, but I sure think they put up 3 or 4 goals tonight. Really good chance for
Yeah,
those.
that team's great on both sides. You know, they're great on offense and defense. It's a really good team. I like and I've cashed some tickets on Trevor Moore over shots on goal in the past. That he's been solid.
Oh, nice shots on goal, huh? All right,
Over two and
yeah,
a half. Yeah, he
yeah.
hasn't
See
hit
these,
it in his last two, but
yeah, but those are 2 games that they lost. That was, and like I said, I think that was the Islanders and the Rangers back to back. Just kind of, it's starting to get middle of the year. They're going to have letdown spots. They're not going to be able to bring it every single night. So I like these
yeah,
really good teams if they drop a couple games because it's like, all right, they're due for a letdown spot. Let's get them. Let's get them on the comeback. So, um, let's see. Oh God, boy, Edmonton is a complete bet on team now, huh? Bouchard, I
yeah,
had him in a parlay. That guy was less than -200 to have a point last night. I couldn't believe it. It's his 12th game in a row with a point. It's a what a
yeah,
great
yeah.
great parlay spot there for them. Anything else you like in NHL tonight, Steve?
That's all I have for NHL for tonight. I don't. There's not a ton I like, but I do like that Dobson over assists for tonight.
Um, the Cole Perfetti has cooled off. He was a unbelievable bet on there for a while. I know Carm loved betting on him after I brought his name to his attention. Carm was like, it sounds like a coffee drink, so I really like him. So I'll take a large Cole
Definitely does.
Perfetti. So, all right, let's do the Unbreakable Sports Record Hall of Fame. Go ahead and use that promo code, guys. Gift 25, $25 off a 7-day pass. It includes all plays. Having a really good NHL season. We hit our 5% in NFL last week, so this weekend looks great. I would use this pass Thursday night or Friday morning just to make sure you get those darts plays for the World Championship of Darts. I went back and looked 6-1 last year in this tournament and 4-2 in the tournaments this year leading up to it. So 10-3, nice little run on this tournament. So
Nice.
excited about that. All right, Unbreakable Sports Record Hall of Fame on December 10th. An NFL team and an NHL team from the same city played on the same day, and they both won by the same score. The Minnesota Wild win 3-0. The Vikings win 3-0. So, I guess, Steve, off the top of your head, what are the odds that this could ever happen again?
Man, pretty slim. It's never happened before. You know, I tried to find as many stats. There's not a lot of stats for this one. It's never happened before, though. And the one thing that I just thought of is that the only way this could have been better is if the Wild were playing the Vegas Golden Knights,
Yes.
or if the Vikings were playing the Seahawks, right? So that it was actually like both teams playing this from the opposite city as well. They would have been that little extra leg. That's what you need to
Yeah.
That's what might be what we need to get it into the Hall of Fame. Because I don't know, it's so man, with so many games and stuff nowadays, you got to think it could happen again, right? Even though, but it's never happened before. It's a quirky one, but it's funny.
Okay, so here's what I tried to research this as best I could. There have been 60 times an NFL game has ended 3-0. However, only 4 times since 1979. All of them were like way back when, like, when, black and white film and everything.
Yeah,
So, only 4 times since I've been alive has an NFL game ended 3-0. So, realistically, how many times is that ever going to happen again? We're averaging like one a decade. So once a decade, you would have to have a game that ends 3-0, and it would have to be from a team that even has an NHL team in it. Not all these NFL teams, these NFL cities have hockey teams, so you would need that. And then not only that, what if the Wild won like 3-1? That doesn't count. You need the hockey team to win by the exact same score. I don't know, man. Because 3-0 is not a common NHL score.
and it really is the only way it happens. I mean, 7-3, I guess that's not very common either. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Like
6-0, like
yeah, that could happen.
6-3, but that's a very uncommon NHL
And
NHL
NFL score for that matter.
score. And NFL. I don't know, man. An NFL team and an NHL team from the same city, they play on the same day and they both win by the same score. I don't see it. I think this was a once in a lifetime, once in a generation event. I vote it goes in because I don't see how. I don't see it. I don't see it. And a lot of these NFL games are on Sundays, and there's not a ton of NHL games on Sundays.
That's a good
That's
point too.
I don't
That
know,
yeah,
man. Because
the fact that you brought up the man that really sways me that there's only been four. You said four, three games in the NFL in the past like that were
since
3-0, and
1979, in 40 years with these offenses now, and just
it's something that we probably won't see again. In our, it's just something that's like in the history of the world will it happen again. In our lifetimes, I don't. Man, it's good. It's going to be rare when that happens again. It's such a quirky one, but I hear you. It's going to be tough for it to happen again.
I vote that this is unbreakable. I vote that it's just not ever going to happen again. The odds of an NFL game being that low scoring are crazy as it is. But then to have a team in the same city play and to have the hockey game end on the same score, I think the odds are 1 in a billion, and I think we've seen the one. My official vote is that it makes it into the Hall of Fame. I don't think it's breakable. What say you?
I'll pass it as well then because I just based on the stat that you gave me right there and we have it's been a couple that it's been a couple of times now we haven't put one in, so it's yeah, I don't see it happening again. I'm pretty confident that we won't see it at least, and it's just so ironic that it's from the same city too. That's the other piece of it. It's not just it. I mean, just for it to just be 3-0 and then alone is same city, everything like that. Like I said, it would have been awesome if the Wild were playing the Golden Knights, but I'll vote to put it in as well.
The other thing is they both won.
Yeah,
So,
right.
so if they would have lost like if the Vikings would have lost 3-0, then it wouldn't have,
Wouldn't have worked out. Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, I think it goes through. So we got Ricky Henderson, stolen bases, Emmett Smith rushing yards, Wayne Gretzky points, Cal Ripken consecutive games, Cy Young career wins, Dale Ellis most minutes played in one NBA game, which
That's an
69
awesome
minutes
one.
still blows my mind. That one guy played 69 minutes in one NBA game. So we'll go ahead and put in we'll put in an NFL team and an NHL team from the same city, played on the same day, and won by the same score.
It's our second NHL nominee too. Our only other ones right now is Gretzky, so the
Yeah.
Gretzky one's so good.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. It's good. So, all right, that's going to make it into the Unbreakable Sports Record Hall of Fame. Nice list we're accumulating here. I really
Yeah,
like
it's been
these.
cool.
So, guys, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and go ahead and leave a comment just at the bottom. Tell us how things are going. Tell us how your road to millions is going. Tell us about some bets that you won. Let's keep doing some positive vibes from everybody. So, team total Thursday will be tomorrow, and we'll get you ready for Friday. Friday is a big day for us with that darts tournament, getting ready for the weekend. So, I don't know. The weekend kind of starts tonight. So I've got an NHL best bet that is up, but more important, guys, go get that 7 day pass. Gift 25 for $25 off a 7 day pass. That's gonna do it, Steve. One more time, tell everyone what you have up tonight.
I have an NBA play up tonight, 8-2 run in the NBA, and I'll be posting my first bowl play as well for college football. 10-3 on the season on those. Check that out over at sportsmemo.com.
All right. Good luck on all your plays. We'll see everyone tomorrow on the Road to Millions.
Thanks, guys.